Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Milne. Just like to take a minute to say thank you to everybody who's supporting the channel so far. You guys are awesome. In today's little tutorial I'm going to show you a few cheeky little merges I've been doing in my most recent builds. Hope you enjoy. Okay, first off I'm going to change the floor to something with some lines in it just to make it easier to keep everything straight. I'm going to take a bookcase first and then a display case. When placing these down, try to keep them as straight as possible and line the glass of the top of the display case with the front of the bookcase. Once you're happy with everything, we take it outside to do a foundation merge. Now in order to do this, I've placed two foundations together and then I stand up on the side of the back foundation to then drop merge the front one. I've had to burn the display case there because the little lip around it will intersect with the bookcase, and then continue to merge down just so that lip goes underground, and you can pull your bookcase up and push it up nice and snug. You don't need to burn this at this point, but it will need to be burnt at some point. Bring your foundation back inside and then we can continue placing down some more bookcases. Right, you'll find placing this many bookcases all in a tight little area that you'll get a sort of flickering texture. So all I do to hide that is just place a load of items on top just to cover it up a little bit. Right, next I'm going to show you two different types of weapons display case. So with this first one we're going to drop merge it again, so back outside. But before we do that we need to place our weapon inside. So I've taken a weapon stand, and on this one I'm going to be using the Gatling laser. I found using 3 floor safes gives it the perfect height for the gun to sit in the display case. With the first one, stagger it just to make it easier to pick up. Next we need to take the flamer and burn the display case, and then you can just simply pick it up and place it inside. Don't worry about that little bit poking out the bottom. As we're doing a foundation merge on this, you will never see it. Once prepared, we can then just add 2 fusion cores just for a bit of decoration. Right, once you're happy with that, merge away. With this one I'm going to leave the lip showing just to give the texture at the bottom of the display case. Right, onto the second display case. Right, with this one I'm going to use my flamer, and I'll show you a different technique of getting it inside. So first we need to grab 3 bookcases and place them next to each other. Doesn't matter if they're perfectly lined up, because we only really need the middle one, because the 2 side ones are just to take support of the weapon stand. Next you can remove the other bookcases and merge. Right, so with this one, because the flame is sticking higher than the Gatling laser was, it's going to have issues going inside it due to the height. So it's a quick easy fix. Simply move the display case out the way, get the bookcase to roughly where the display case was, burn the bookcase, causing the weapon stand to disappear completely, and then you can just drag and drop over the top. You can still see where the bookcase was, so you can line it up. And once you're happy, just simply repair. And then you can add some fuel just for decoration. Okay, next I'm going to work on a custom workbench, and I'm using a weapons and armour bench for this one. So place a conduit down on the floor, and we can place the weapons bench on top of the conduit, and it's the conduit that takes the support rather than the weapons bench. Right, once you've found your sweet spot and you're happy that they're both in line with each other, you can pick up the armour bench and merge. Right, next we're going to need to place the arm bench on a conduit. I tend to keep them apart from each other because they will try to snap to each other if they're too close. Next we want to use the stash box, the cabinet, the large one, and we can place that on top. I'm keeping mine to the left hand side because I want to put some other stuff on this as well. Right, next I'm going to use one of the small bench as a scrap piece of wood that I originally learned from Uranium Fever's channel, and I'll leave a link in the description. So just keep lifting that bench up until it's just a little bit above the workbenches. Then once you merge them down, leave the top of the workbenches a slight bit higher, because we're now going to push it into a table. Try to line the cabinet up so that when you merge it into the table you lose the front legs. Just creates a nice wooden top to your work area. And there you go, have a nice little custom workbench that takes up a little bit less space in your camp. Okay, for this last little merge I'm going to use the terminals, and I'm just going to change them up by putting some screens on them. I'll show you two different variants of this. First one using my personal computer terminal thing. So this won't get support on top of the terminal as it is, so we have to put it on a mat, so then the mat will act as the support and we can place on top. This can be a little bit fiddly on lining it up, so just take your time on this one. As always, once you're happy, merge. Right, once back inside, we're going to need to remove the two walls because the computer will intersect with them. And you can line your terminals up to roughly where you want it. As always, get the old burner out and destroy it. Now that the computer has disappeared, we can place the walls back in. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to do it using one of the TVs. Just be careful with these TVs because the monitor is slightly offset to the base. So just remember when you place it on top to have it a little bit crooked. As you merge this one down, you can keep checking the monitor to make sure that it's all nice. So I forgot to say, don't repair that first terminal because the computer will get in the way of snapping. Once happy, just simply repair. And that's about it for this tutorial. If you made it this far into the video, congratulations for putting up my boring voice for the last 14 minutes. If you're new here and feel like you might have learnt something, please like, sub and share. Till next time, see you later.